Hi, I'm Tyler Casey.
And I'm Ellen Munschauer. Welcome back to Johnnie Bennie Campus News, CSB-SJU's weekly news show filling you in on what's going on around campus. Today we will be looking at last weekend's historic Johnnie Tommie football game with Haley Myron. We will cover Governor Jeb Bush's time on campus with Emily Webster and look forward to an event-filled family weekend. But first, let's head to Anya Wulu as she recaps a recent event on campus with us.
Thanks, Ellen. Yes, last Tuesday, Dr. Bayonet Castellanos gave a presentation on touring Maya culture, indigenous migration and tourism in neoliberal Mexico. This was the first of 3 presentations in the Latin American Studies Fall 2017 series. The other 2 speakers are Tzotzil Maya poet and playwright Ruperta Bautista Vasquez on October 23rd, and agricultural expert Reginaldo Hazlet Marroquin on November 14th. Watch your emails or contact someone in the Latin American Studies Department for more information. All of these lectures focus on how tourism impacts the culture of indigenous people in the Yucatan Peninsula, an important tourist-centric society. Back to you, Tyler.
Last week, the St. John's Senate held a housing policy forum for Johnnies to come and learn about the plans for new housing at St. John's and give them the ability to voice their opinions about the situation. Our reporter, Zach Eichten, was on site to hear from Johnnies.
I'm here at Pellegrin Auditorium at St. John's for the new Housing Planning Forum. The forum includes students, staff, as well as architects and consultants for the housing plans. The housing plans are going to be to create new housing on St. John's that will be in effect for probably the next 50 years. Let's find out how it went.
I think it went very well. I was really pleased that they were able and receptive to our comments and concerns. I do wish that there were more independent style living quarters on their options of different residences.
Minimal compared to the rest of the architecture at St. John's.
You know, I thought there were some pretty good ideas that were talked about today at the Housing Forum. I feel like we got some of the major student issues out there, of course. It would be nice to have some more students here just so then we could get a wider range of opinions.
I think, in general, that the forum went well. As others might have said, we would have wanted to have more students here, but I think those who were able to make it really did share some fantastic feedback, and it did appear that both consultants from BWBR as well as Mackie Mitchell seemed quite pleased with the feedback.
I mean, again, just more students. I think one of the major issues that we ran into this past time would be just that it started from 4 to 6. A lot of the athletes were unable to come just simply due to the fact that they had practice, and all of a sudden when you miss like 300 potential guys who could show up to an event like this, it's a big segment of our community who isn't going to be able to have their voice heard. So maybe if just time scheduling wise, if that could get figured out, I feel like we could boost attendance and increase the amount of creativity in this process.
My hope at this point in time is that the architects will take the feedback, incorporate it in different ways, and I think what they'll also do is a validation test. So they have met with the housing committee twice, and now with the feedback that they received here today, it's really up to them at this point to just look at all of that feedback and actually match it up to then see, did I hear this and consistently throughout or not?
We do a lot of student housing. As we kind of think about
It's not something that's going to impact me today or my time here before I graduate, but it's something that's going to impact St. John's for many years to come, so I'm interested in giving my input. One thing that I would like to see at future housing forum events is an option where we can voice our concerns or comments with an independent style quarters of living.
Students are highly interested in wanting to live in these independent apartments. They seem quite pleased with the existing general housing in Flintown, very pleased with the idea of brand new housing going down there, captivated with that aspect of these outdoor rooms, which could include a basketball court, sand volleyball, then etc. That aspect of just plenty of community space.
modern, but yet comfortable environment.
This is Zach Eichten for Johnnie Bennie Campus News.
Thanks, Zach.
Running from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. today, CSB-SJU students and alumni are invited to participate in St. Cloud State University's Career Day event in the Atwood Center. The event is free and no registration is required. Prior to the fair, CSB-SJU students are encouraged to visit CSB-SJU Career Services to have resumes critiqued and discuss career fair strategies.
Interested in joining Up Till Dawn? Registered but haven't reached your fundraising goal yet? Attend the No More Cancer Rally in HAB 128 on Thursday, September 28th from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. for a night of fundraising, root beer floats, and raffle prizes.
Also on Thursday night, the Intercultural and International Student Services Organization is hosting We've Only Just Begun Student Experiences During the 1970s. The panel is composed of alumni from the 70s who founded the Organization of Afro-American and Affiliated Students. They will discuss their experiences on campus and life after graduation. CSB-SJU history professor Ken Jones will be moderating the panel of alumni in the Stephen B. Humphrey Theater from 7 to 8:30 p.m.
This weekend is Family Weekend. The Student Activities for Leadership and Development Office, along with the Joint Events Council, invite all CSB-SJU parents, families, and students to attend the weekend-long annual celebration.
On Friday, the Rock Wall at St. John's will be open for families. There will also be a performance by Stephen Brundage, a magician especially known for his Rubik's Cube's tricks on America's Got Talent. Our very own attention-starved children will be opening for Brundage.
On Saturday, there are various events going all day, including a family 5K, Abbey Church tours, a carnival with bingo on the mall, life-size family game night, and a showing of Beauty and the Beast to wrap up the day.
To conclude the festivities, on Sunday, Open Swim is open to families at St. Ben's, solar farm tours will be given at St. John's, and Outdoor University's Collegeville Colors with a special performance by Johnny Blend in the Arboretum will be taking place. There are a lot of options to choose from to make it a great family weekend.
If you are looking for an FAE this weekend, folk singer and SJU alum John McCutcheon will be performing in the Escher Auditorium this Saturday, September 30th from 7:30 to 9:30 p.m. John has earned 6 Grammy nominations, and this special performance, he'll be collaborating with the CSB-SJU Orchestra. Tickets are only $10 for students.
Another FAE opportunity will be this Wednesday with a performance by the OK Factor in the Sacred Heart Chapel from 7:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. The OK Factor writes and performs folk-inspired music influenced by American and Irish fiddle styles. Olivia Derricks and Carla Dittmeyer find great joy in defying expectations and delivering an experience outside of what audiences anticipate from a cello and violin combo. Tickets are free to students.
Last Saturday was a Johnnie Tommie to remember, as fans packed the Target Field to cheer on the famous D3 rivalry. Our reporter Haley Myron recaps this historic game.
Thanks, Ellen and Tyler. This is Haley Myron reporting for Johnnie Bennie Campus News with this week's Sports Roundup, as we look at a Johnnie Tommie game for the record books. Thousands of St. John's and St. Thomas students, alumni, staff, family, and friends appeared at Target Field for the 87th edition of Johnnie Tommie. In fact, Saturday's Johnnie Tommie rivalry game drew more fans than the average Twins game this season since their opening day. The announced attendance for Saturday's Johnnie Tommie football game was 37,355 fans. The Johnnies came up short on Saturday as they competed in one of the best college football rivalries in the country. Anticipation was high and the Sea of Red erupted when St. John's started the scoring off early with a field goal by junior Zach Barwick. But St. Thomas quickly responded with 2 more touchdowns before the half, putting them in the lead 17-10. St. John's offensive lines displayed troubles as they could not seem to move the ball. These troubles led to a strong display by the Johnnies' defense, which were on the field for almost 39 minutes, compared to the Johnnies' offense, which were on the field for 21 minutes and 12 seconds. St. John's forced an interception, blocked a punt, and recovered a fumble on a punt return. Senior linebacker David Franta led the Johnnie defense with 14 tackles, 6 of them solo. Although our Johnnies lost in a close 17-20 game, we still broke the NCAA Division III record crowd by about 20,000, and our Johnnies were the first to play at a football game on the Target Field, and that is something that will go down in history. The Johnnies host Bethel this Saturday, September 30th for Family Weekend in the annual Tackle Cancer game at the Clemens Stadium. That's all for this week's Sports Roundup. I'm Haley Myron with Johnnie Bennie Campus News. Back to you, Ellen and Tyler.
Thanks, Haley. We are all counting down to Johnnie Tommie 2018.
Last week was very eventful for the CSB-SJU as we not only had a record attending Johnnie Tommie football game, but Florida Governor and 2016 presidential candidate Jeb Bush was on campus to discuss his political views and experiences with students and local community members. Our reporter Emily Webster takes a look at Governor Bush's time here on campus.
Thanks, Ellen and Tyler. Hi, this is Emily Webster reporting for Johnnie Bennie Campus News at the St. John's Abbey Church, where 1,600 community members gathered last Thursday to see Governor Jeb Bush. Last Thursday, Governor Jeb Bush was here on campus to be interviewed by Gary Eichten for the 11th annual Eugene J. McCarthy Lecture Series presented by the McCarthy Center for Public Policy and Civic Engagement. During his time here on campus, Governor Bush took a tour around campus, had question and answer time with a small group of students, also toured the St. John's Pottery Studio, and saw the St. John's Abbey. During the interview, Governor Jeb Bush did mention that he is not planning on running for office again. Other topics Governor Jeb Bush and Gary Eichten discussed include the presidential election, DACA, the nuclear threat from North Korea, global climate change, as well as Russian election tampering. He does urge us to work towards a more collaborative political environment in the United States, though. This is Emily reporting for Johnnie Bennie Campus News. Back to you, Ellen and Tyler.
Thanks, Emily. We look forward to see who the McCarthy Lecture Series will bring on campus next year.
For Johnnie Bennie Campus News, I'm Ellen Munschauer.
And I'm Tyler Casey.
Enjoy the rest of your week and make sure to tune in next week to stay up to date with what is happening around campus.